beautiful and such a divine beauty. These beautiful flowers reminds us how lucky we are living in this world. Good morning class. Today is a day we are gonna learn about the flower which brings colors to your world and let you grow. Let us start with the structure of a bisexual flower. A flower can be defined as a specialized shoot in which the leaves are modified into floral structures. There is a pedicel or the stalk which supports the flower. Some flowers may be without pedicel or the stalk, and such flowers are called as sessile flowers. The tip of the stalk may also be enlarged to form a cup-shaped structure called receptacle or thalamus. The floral parts are borne on the thalamus in 4 whorls. First whorl, green sepals. These are collectively called as the calyx. Second whorl, it's a large, brightly colored petals, collectively called corolla. Third whorl, which is called as a male part, it's a long thread-like structure, somewhat projecting out, and each usually ending in a bilobed tip. These are stamens, and they are collectively called as androecium. Each stamen consists of a thread-like filament and a bilobed anther. Remember, the third whorl will be the male reproductive part of the flower. Come for the fourth whorl, which is generally called as female part, which is centrally located pistil that may be formed of a single female unit called the carpel, or several carpels fused to form the gynoecium. Each carpel consists of a basal ovary, middle style, and uppermost stigma. And here, the fourth whorl, that is gynoecium, will be the female reproductive part of the flower. Let us know the differences between the complete and the incomplete flowers. A complete flower may also be called as a perfect flower. It is one in which consists of all the 4 whorls. If one or more set of floral whorls are missing, the flower is said to be incomplete or the imperfect flower. Essential or the reproductive parts of the flower are those that are directly concerned with the reproduction. And these parts of the stamens, that is a male part, and the carpels, female parts. The non-essential or the accessory parts are nothing but the helping parts, that means which either protect the reproductive parts of the flower or make the flower attractive for the pollination. And these parts include the sepals and petals. In some cases, the sepals and petals, they look very similar and they cannot be differentiated from one another. And then they are called as tepals. Tepals, collectively called as perianth. When the perianth is green like the sepal, it is described as the cephaloid perianth. When the perianth is non-green, it is described as a petaloid perianth. Let's try to know about the bracts. When a flower arises in the axil of a leaf-like structure, and the structure is especially called as a bracts. Bracts may be green like ordinary leaves, or sometimes they may be colored. The large and the colorful bract of bougainvillea is really mistaken for the petal. The actual flower in this case is small, somewhat cylindrical and attached to the inner side of the bracts. Nectaries. Most flowers produce a sweet fragrant liquid called the nectar. The groups of nectar secreting cells called nectaries, they are usually situated at the base of the pistil or on the bases of the petals. The nectar attracts the insects for the pollination. In some cases, nectaries are very prominent, as in nasturtium. Let's discuss about the sexuality in the flowers. The flowers may be male, female, or bisexual flowers. The anthers of the stamens produce pollen, which forms the male gametes. The ovary of the carpels bear the ovule, which encloses the female gamete. The stamens and carpels are the male and female parts of the flower, respectively. The flower which contains both stamen and carpel is called bisexual or hermaphrodite flower, and examples are hibiscus, rose, lily, and tomato. The flower which has only one of these parts, that is only the stamen or only the carpels, is called a unisexual or the incomplete flower. Example, papaya and palm. A unisexual flower which contains only the stamen is called the male or staminate flower. The flower which contains only the carpels is called the female or pistillate flower. Neuter flower. The flower in which both male and female reproductive organs are lacking. Example, ray florets of sunflower. They are pistillate but sterile flowers. We will stop here today. In the next video, let's know about the general descriptions of the floral parts. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.